Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I am finally sitting down to review the Scarlett Hill makeup brand by Mr. Price. As you guys can see, I have my foundation, concealer and powder on, and my eyebrows as well. Now I went on to the Mr. Price website because Mr. Price was very kind, or Scarlett Hill rather, was very kind to reach out to me and send me some products. And I also worked with them and did a video for New Year's Eve for them. So I received a few products in PR, actually quite a bit of products. They were very generous, and I actually went ahead and purchased a few products so that I could really test out the brand and kind of just use things that I would generally go for. So I purchased this bag, which I'm actually really loving. I already filled a few of my go-to everyday filming products in here, and I actually really like it. I feel like it's such good quality. It's very sturdy, and it's really like it's good, you know, it's good. And then I also went ahead and purchased a nude lipstick because y'all know I'm a nude lipstick girl, and I'll show you some of the things that they did send me and some of the things that I did go ahead and purchase. And majority of what I have here is what they did send to me, but I will still be honest with you guys. You know, I always am unbiased, and I will let you guys know if it's really worth the money or if I was actually impressed with the products. And let me tell you, the first time I used these products was when I filmed that Instagram New Year's Eve video, and I was like blown away. I thought I was gonna have a difficult time filming that video, and I really didn't. So I'm really impressed, and I'm sure you guys are going to be too. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so where do we start? I think let's start with the face. Firstly, I used this sponge from Scarlett Hill to blend out my under eye concealer, and I have to say I didn't really have issues with the sponge. It is quite firm, but it's also soft enough. I feel like it's not as hard as some of the sponges that I've used before. It's actually quite squishy, and I think if you're a beginner, like, this is a perfect sponge for you. You don't need much from a sponge. There are softer sponges on the market, I will say. This one's definitely on the more denser side, but it still is pretty decent. Like, I didn't have issues blending out my concealer, so I have to say I really like it. Now, this came in a pack of 3, and you have these other 2 variations, but I think I kind of like this variation better. But I also really like this marble effect one, which is so cool. Now the pack of 3 retails for 40 bucks. What? 40 bucks? That's like 15 rand a sponge. Where in life will you get 15 rand a sponge? So this is what the marble one looks like. Well, when it's dry, it is quite like hard, but once you wet it, it gets softer. So if at first you're feeling like, oh, this is gonna be too hard, it actually does expand, and it feels a lot softer once there's water in it. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the face. Okay, so I actually have 2 palettes here, and I think these are both the medium palettes. I think it was on the, like, the shade was on the actual plastic packaging, but I threw them away. So, but I think this is probably like a medium blush palette. It has 3 blushes and a highlight, which I really like. And then we have the color and glow palette. So sorry, this is the Dream Blush palette from Scarlett Hill. They do come in, like, I think 3 different variations, light, medium, dark, I believe. And then I have the contour and glow palette, and I think this is also in medium. And so we have 2 contour shades and we have 2 highlight shades. So I just kind of left the little leaflet on because they do have names. So I thought I'd leave the little leaflet on so I can figure out what the names are. And then this is the blush palette. So they're actually really quite stunning. So I'm going to go in with the contour and glow palette first, and I have been loving the shade called Melting. This one right here, it's such a beautiful warm tone shade, And then they also sent me these 3 mermaid kind of brushes, and these are so cute. I think this was $79.99 for 3, so that's really not badly priced, because one brush sometimes can retail at 80 bucks, you know, so not badly priced. I'm gonna go in with the shade Melting with this angled brush, and I'm just going to bronze up my face. And these palettes retail for $79.99. Do you see how pigmented this is? I feel like when it comes to affordable makeup, like the face palettes are usually the duds. But when it came to this one, I was actually really impressed by the pigmentation and the blendability, and just how like beautifully it works on the skin. So this is the bronze side of my face. This is no bronzer, so you can see how stunning this looks, and it just works for my skin tone. Now I wanted to get a few other products like the BB creams and the primers and stuff like that off the website, but I couldn't find them on the website. So it's either sold out or something of that sort. But if I'm able to get my hands on it at a later stage, I even tried getting the tropical palette, but it's not online. So it might be sold out online, but it still might be available in stores. But online is just easier for me. Okay, so now we're gonna hop onto blush. And I think I'm gonna use the shade XO, which is this shade right here. It is so pretty. And I'm gonna use the other rounded brush for this. Picks up a good amount on the brush. So what I like about these is that you can build them up. So this is like perfect for a beginner. You know, sometimes you can tend to be heavy-handed when you're first starting out makeup. You don't anticipate how pigmented something is going to be. So I like the fact that these are easily blendable, seamless on the skin, and they just look beautiful. Next, I'm going to go in with highlight. Now I have used the highlight in the Contour and Glow palette, and I mixed Sun Glazed, and I feel like this is called Monati. Is it called Monati? Because I don't know. This is a South African brand, so I assume it's called Monati. I don't know. I don't know if I'm even saying that in the right tone. But I mixed these two shades, and the highlight was beautiful. But now I want to try Secret Admirer, which is a little cool toned. But let's see. Let's see how this baby performs. Because I know the other palette is pigmented. Okay, she performs. There's a little bit of kickback in the palette, but it's not too crazy. Also, I have to say what I really like about these highlights is that they're not chunky and glittery. Like, they are smooth highlights, which I can appreciate, because we don't want to be looking like chunky monkeys, okay? I mean, sometimes it's nice, but for the most part, smooth highlights are where it's at. Okay, the palette that they sent me was this eyeshadow palette, and this is the It's About to Get Shady eyeshadow palette. So I think this is the smoky palette, and then they also have a nude palette. So let's try this out and see how it goes. There's like purples and like taupes and browns and stuff in here, so I don't really know like what I'm gonna do yet, but let's try and do a purple look, because there is like 2 purple shades and a mauve shade. Oh, and there's this like gunmetal, like it almost feels like jewel chrome shade. Like I don't even know what kind of shade this is, but it is like a brownie with like a little bit of blue in it. It's just whoa. Whew. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go in with my P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm gonna use this to prime my lids. I feel like if you prime your eyes with any eyeshadow, it really helps it be the best it can be. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna be taking the third and final brush that I got in that 3 set of brushes. Hold on, first I'm gonna bring you guys a little closer. Okay, there we go. So much better. All right, so the first shade I'm gonna go in with is called Hey Girl, and it's this like mauve sort of color right there. I think I'm actually gonna go in with a fluffier blending brush to blend this shade out into my crease. So for my first impression of using this palette the last time, from the colors that I did use, these shades are like nicely blendable. And you can build them up to an extent, which is really nice. There's like a semi-matte purple and like a shimmer purple. So I think I'm gonna go in with the semi-matte purple. The reason why I'm calling it semi-matte is because the formula looks very much so matte, but there's a little bit of sparkle in it that's not as obvious as the metallic shade. So I'm gonna pack this on the outer corner of my eye and take this into my crease. You know what? This color is not bad at all. So I think they actually might have shimmer in that shade so that it can blend better, because I know sometimes they put shimmer into matte shades to make it just blend easier. I cannot see the shimmer in this shade whatsoever when it's on my eyelid. In the pan, yes. On my eye, no. So that is a good thing. This is actually not a bad shade at all. I'm just taking it all the way into my crease as well, and it seems to be blending just effortlessly. Of course, we have that transition shade down, so that's also helping. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan, but I'm not somebody who obsesses about kickback. I feel like it's one of those things, and as long as the eyeshadow is performing, like I don't care how messy the palette ends up being, you know. So now that this purple color is down, it actually looks really good, you guys. Like, I'm so impressed. When I first started packing it on my lid, I'm like, okay, this does not look like what it looks like in the pan, but it actually built up quite well. So that purple shade was called My Jam, and then I'm going in with Jiva. I'm pretty sure these are like South African terms, you know. So I'm going to go in with Jiva, which is this metallic purple. And I'm going to pack this onto my lid. My brush is not wet or anything of that sort. And I guess it would be showing up a little better if like my initial color was in purple. But let's wet this a bit and see how it performs. I haven't wet an eyeshadow in so long. We are just too spoiled these days, you guys. We are too spoiled. Now that is looking good. It's definitely looking a lot more metallic. So like I said, I'm just putting this on the center of my lid because I'm going to be putting another shade on the inner part. You know what? I'm not mad at this. I am not mad at this at all. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with Friday Night, which is this shimmery shade right here. And I don't remember having to wet my brush with this one. But let's see. I'm using another brush, by the way. Okay, this one packs just fine without me having to wet the brush, which is nice. But what I will note, and something that you guys should probably take into consideration, is that as I'm working with these eyeshadows, I am having to dig into the pan a little bit, not necessarily denting the eyeshadow pan or the palette rather, but to just pick up a decent amount of product. And I mean, for 80 rand a palette for 9 shades, I don't really consider that a bad thing. I think that you have to make a compromise somewhere, you know, like you can't expect buttery smooth eyeshadows for this amazing price point, you know. Okay, so the colors of the mascara are indicated right here. So let's go in with this black mascara. I want to curl my eyelashes because my eyelashes are so straight, like it's a problem. Let's see. I mean, my lashes are coated pretty well, so no complaints on that. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of this blue mascara. Oh wow, I actually just wanted to see the pigmentation and it's actually really good. Okay, wow, so I thought the mascara was going to be sticky and uncomfortable to wear based on other reviews that I've seen, but it's actually not bad at all. Okay. Okay, I don't even know how this happened, but now I have dots of mascara on this area. I don't know if you guys can see right now, but anyway, let's just continue with the lips and we will fix the eyes later, I guess. Okay, so I picked up a brown lip liner from Scarlett Hill. This was, it says 25 rand on the packaging, but online I paid about 15 rand. So let's see how brown this brown is. Okay, you know what? I'm not mad about this shade. It's actually such a pretty shade. Now I'm gonna go in with the Pucker Up lipstick. This is in the shade Next to Nada and it's a matte formula lipstick. It goes on very creamy onto the lips. I'm going to show you guys a few other lipsticks that I have. Another lipstick that they sent me was this double-sided one. This is called Mbali. So you have a matte finish on the one side and then you have a creamy finish on the other side. And this is the lipstick that I used to create the Mr. Price New Year's Eve video. And then they also have this Pucker Up lip gloss. This is the matte one. This is... Okay, I don't see a shade here, so it might not actually have a shade name. But this is like a metallic liquid lipstick. So it doesn't smell too bad. And then there's also these limited edition Scarlett Hill lipsticks. This is the shade Heiress, which is the cerise pink that they sent to me. Now these shades are lovely, and these are like traditional lipsticks. They are quite creamy. There's also this shade called Drama, which is purple. This reminds me of like Heroine from MAC. Okay, let me try get this mascara off. We'll see if it works or not. What's gonna happen? It's blue also, so I mean, like, oh my god. Okay, it came off like a dream on the side. Let's see the side. It's giving me a little bit of a problem on the side, but it came off. It came off. Okay, so this is the finished Scarlet Hill look. I have to say, it's really not bad at all. Like, the face palettes for me are some of my favorites. Like, I really enjoy the bronzers and the highlights and the blushes and stuff like that. The eyeshadow palette is not bad at all either. Like I said, you do have to dig into the palette a little bit, but considering the palette is 80 bucks for 9 eyeshadows, like, that's already a miracle in itself. So yeah, I love the lips. Even though it says matte on it, it's not completely matte, so it's more like a traditional lipstick, I would say. Probably not as glossy of a finish as the other lipsticks are. But yeah, I feel like you get what you pay for with this brand, so I don't really have any complaints. I don't really have any quality issues, because I feel like, I mean, the price you pay for it, it's, you literally get what you pay for. And it sometimes exceeds your expectations, you know. So I have to say the contour and glow palettes are like really good, and the fact that they have deeper shades and lighter shades as well, and it's catered for all skin tones, is actually lovely. Now, I know there was drama with Scarlet Hill, excluding Indian people. They heard us and they made changes, and I've seen Indian people on the site, and so... And yeah, you know, it just goes to show that we do have a voice. And the fact that Mr. Price actually approached me and wanted to work with me on a New Year's Eve video for Instagram literally was like, okay, you know, they acknowledge that they left us out, and that's okay. And brands are allowed to make mistakes, but the fact that they are correcting it is a win in my books. Like, I can appreciate a brand that listens and actually acts on what they've been listening to, you know. A brand that listens, it just doesn't do anything. It's just like pointless. So yeah, that is it for this video. Like I said, you get what you pay for from Scarlet Hill, so don't be expecting high-end brand quality for 80 bucks a palette. Like, are you kidding? Like, you get what you pay for. And I have to say, the eyeshadow palette performed really well, the face palettes performed really well. I really don't have anything to complain about thus far, but I will say I've noticed that like my eyelashes are like sticking to each other just a little bit, which is a little annoying. Yeah, like I said, I will try to try out the products that I haven't tried in today's video, hopefully in another video. I really want to try out the BB creams. I really want to try out the setting sprays, the body spritzers, the stuff that I really didn't get my hands on for today's video. But that is it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. Comment down below, let me know if there's anything that you tried from Scarlet Hill that you think I should try, and maybe I will feature that in the next video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with or without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.